Hello, welcome to the Lower League Footy Podcast. It's me, it's Alan. I'm joined tonight by Dan and Mike. It is our last show, our last episode of the season, as the season is coming to an end. How are you doing, boys? Dan, how are you doing?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. It's had a presentation weekend at the Shanger, so we're covering from that, so to speak. Slept in my mum and dad's caravan on the driveway Saturday night with a doner kebab, may I quickly add. Yeah, no, mate, all good, all good. Like, the season's done. I'd love to say it's like I get a rest. I don't, because now it's all the crap of making sure we're signed up for next year and doing all the ordering of new balls and all that sort of shit in the background. But yeah, 1st of July, well, less than a month, we're back. 1st of July. Jesus. So yeah, not a break.
It's a quick turnaround. It's a quicker turnaround than normal, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah, it feels it. I think because you'd done like middle of May, beginning of May, middle of May. But because our Resi game was like 27th, whatever it was. Yeah, and we had a tournament. So we always finish it with a tournament on presentation days. We have an in-house tournament, and so yeah, it feels like looking at it. I didn't realise till now. I looked in the bottom corner of the screen. I was like, it's a month away, and we're back. So yeah, but no, all good, mate. Busy, got lots on. Not going to have much of a pre-season because I've got so much work on, but I'll be primed, ready for the first game, hopefully.
Mike, how are you doing? You're back from a little break away.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, all good. Good to see you boys again. Dan, I'm just glad you added the word kebab, because all I heard was I slept in the caravan, my mum and dad's caravan, with Donna. It's going to get you in trouble, mate.
She
was the same Donna I know.
No, my missus was so disappointed in me as well. She was like, I was like, "Oh, night, babe, I'm off to bed." She was like, "It's 10:30." I was like, "Yeah, I know, but like, I've got a doner kebab. People were far too drunk. I've come back." She was almost a level of disappointment in her voice that I was in bed with doner kebab at 10:30.
Was it in the Shanger clubhouse?
Yeah, we always do views. We get little goals out. We haven't set up a tournament. We had not bad considering like we had 28 people for it. So we done 4 6-a-side teams or whatever it was, 7-a-side teams. Jam refs it, and yeah, my team started too well, and then you do like 3rd and 4th place playoffs. So basically, you play all the games. And my team, we were a little bit seasoned, and we had a 40-minute gap in the middle, watching us come back on the pitch after 40 minutes. Like none of us could walk. But
a bit like the Donna, you fun.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's my son's 11th birthday on Thursday, and last Friday, it was good actually. He just said, for my birthday, I just want a football tournament. So 14 mates. So I went over to the rec and set all the pitch up, set up the 7-a-side pitch, got the goals out, roped the pitch off, put all the flags up. And then we had a 2.5-hour 7-a-side, which finished in an 8-all draw. My son scored
2.5 hours.
Yeah, brilliant. My son scored 5 actually. I didn't lose a header, Dan. They were all 11, so I was good. I didn't score though. And then it went to a penalty shootout, and I tucked away my penalty. I'm getting good at this penalty lark. So, and then it was Domino's
to 11-year-olds.
I absolutely drilled mine. Just got me toes to
it. Fucking have that.
Yeah, you little shit. You've been pissing me off for the last hour, and that was to my son. And then then Domino's Pizza. That's what a perfect day that is. Then Domino's Pizza.
Domino's.
The only thing to finish it off really is in a disco, But
did you? Was it held at Kingy Manor? Was it?
No. It was at Stukely Rec. So it was lovely. But I did have 14 kids running around the house before and afterwards, which pissed me off. I've just had the garden. They were playing football on it. I was like, oh. Apart from that, good. And then I was at work Saturday actually, and then I was at the cricket yesterday. Alistair Cook normally plays each year against Stukely for Bedfordshire Farmers, but he was commentating, so there was a big crowd down there, and he wasn't there to play. But but good to see you both.
Brilliant.
Decent, yeah.
Brilliant, yeah. It's great
I'll
to
tell
see
you
because you
what,
missed the
mate.
last episode.
Something's just made me laugh, Alan. Before we went live, we were all talking about Kingy's got himself a little electric Corsa. And
Yeah.
from my experience with the range not being very good, I've just realised some of our pre-season friendlies, Kingy, you may need to charge en route, mate. We've got a couple of long ones this term.
It's fine. I'll bring the helicopter down.
Nice, good lad. I'll come with you.
If you could just get something done at Shanga for me, a little landing pad, that'd be great.
That'd be lovely, mate. Yeah, we're all done for pre-season. We're sorted. I've been proactive last week. I was off for 2 days, and I've filled our pre-season diary. We're flying, mate. Yeah, although it's just all long away games to like bloody ADL and Northants teams, but other than that, we're all good.
Yeah, I've still got to get a team first, let alone sort out friendlies.
Oh, you're still struggling for numbers, Alan?
Sorry?
You're still struggling for numbers?
It's a bit slow at the minute because a lot of teams, I think quite a few teams are still doing bits and bobs. I think some are still getting their presentation nights out of the way as well. I started it really early. I started at the beginning of May to try and sort of drum up a bit of numbers. Got a few, but slowly but surely they're coming in. We're going to have a look. We're forging a link with a club quite local to us in Milton Keynes. So hopefully that'll help with the players, drum up some players as well. So it'll get there. I think it'll get there. It'll be slow. We might not. It depends on the numbers. We might not actually get any friendlies done. But look, it's a brand new side, the returning side. It's going to be like this. I always knew it was going to be like this, and they're going to be young as well. So it's going to be a bit of a shock for some of them going into senior football.
Yeah, and it's always tough. We're the same with the girls team. I coach. We're under 13s, but we play a year up, so we'll be under 14s. And we've lost a couple of players to academies now. So, a couple of girls have gone to academies and now we're trying to recruit. But at that age, they're either in an academy or they're already at a club. We've really been trying to recruit, but it's so difficult.
It's so hard. So hard. And it's harder for me because I don't really know. I've been in women's football, but that was for a team a lot further away. So it's not like I can call on some of them to say, if you want to come over here, because it's too far for them to travel. So I don't know a lot of players around here.
You've got Daniela McLaren and Michaela King to play for you, haven't you?
Oh, mate.
With our beards.
Give me the word. I'll be there.
Don't be like that.
Well,
she's a big girl up top, isn't she? You have to be careful when you say that, don't you?
If I could, I would. But obviously, there's a new ruling now from the FA, isn't there? Which we could probably do a whole episode about, really, about transgender players not being allowed in women's football. But we won't go any further on that.
Yeah, that's one for another day.
Yeah, that's one for another day. Yeah. But look, we'll start off by, before we go into what tonight's episode is about, we just want to say, because like I said, it is the last show of this current season. I just want to say thanks to everybody, and I think we'll all echo this. So everybody that listened to us on Spotify and everyone that's viewed us on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. We've had 5 episodes now, not including this one, and 3 of them have gone well over the 100 view mark, which is really good. I don't think we really expected it to be as good as it has been, but thanks to everybody that has watched and listened to us, and long may it continue.
Yeah, 100%. I think we said, we're recording it on this. We're not up and running properly yet, and we thought if we could get 50 views an episode, because we only talk about local football, we'd be happy. And the fact that we've got 2-3 times that is wicked. So thank you very much.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. And well done to you.
Everyone listen to me and Kingy.
All the promotional stuff.
Yeah.
Well done, Alan.
Yeah. Well, I think the next step for us would be to try and maybe potentially get a sponsor. So if anybody wants to do that, then drop us a line. But until then, it's just us. But look, let's get into what we're here to talk about. And it kind of sort of plays into what's going on at the minute. It's the end of season. A lot of people are going to start finding a lot of downtime, depending on what level. Do you know what I mean? People play at so many different levels of football. And and I think we discussed this a couple of last week. I think it was, wasn't it? When mental health in sport, well, just in general, especially for men, it's a big thing that it's sort of starting to get a little bit of traction. Really, a lot of people before never used to speak out, and now they seem to be doing it a lot more, which is really good. I just wonder what you guys thought, what your thoughts are on mental health in men and sport.
I think it's in men. The start in men, and I think he's got far more experience at this than me. I mean, I think it depends on your. I grew up in a household where my old man was old school, shall we say? I don't think my dad's ever shown any emotion, I don't think, in my life. So I couldn't say that I had any experience of it. I know we've spoke previously in the past, Alan, not knowing it, I realised, a couple of years ago, quite how important football is to me in the escape of life. And I'm not saying all poor blokes, but I do think there's a massive thing. Again, I can't talk for everyone's scenario, but look at my scenario, I've got a wife, I've got 2 kids, I've got everything I need to, my household's quite a traditional household in terms of I've got to go out and provide and do all of that. And we'll say traditional. I don't want to offend anyone when I say that, but hopefully you get what I mean. And football's my escape. Football is my getaway. And I've said it loads of times on this, I get to go be a 12-year-old for 5 hours. And football's the only thing I have found that allows me to switch off. So I'm a very, very good golfer. I'm a far better golfer than football. And golf just, although I'll go back to it when Father Time catches up with me, it didn't fill the void. Because if I was going through things out away from football, and I've had some issues going on this year. Golf never sorted it for me. Football does. I don't know what it is. Go to football when I'm on it, and I'm better for the next couple of days. And as pathetic as it sounds, when we have a game called off in January, it ruins my whole week. It sounds pathetic, but it's true. Where other people can take it or leave it. So I can't sit here and say, have I struggled with mental health? I honestly don't know. I have down days. My wife tells me the days I'm a prick and I'm feeling down. But I know for me, if I didn't have football, I genuinely think I'd really, really struggle. And that's a constant thing for me. And hopefully I play as long as Kingy, because I think to myself, I don't know what I'm going to do without it, because it is my escape.
Is it because when you're sort of comparing the two sports between golf and football, is it because in my head, with golf, it's quite a sort of sometimes it can be quite a sort of solitary game, maybe maybe you're doing it even with someone, it's quite a quiet sort of game. Whereas with football, you're there with a load of lads and it's all the banter and all the bravado.
It's the speed of football.
Is that what you like?
Yeah, I think it's because I'm dyslexic. I'm quite open about it. So, and just the way my brain works, my brain is very I cannot multitask. I'm very much just the way my brain. I can only focus on one thing. So for me, I think with golf, to be really good at golf, the key is being able to switch off in between shots. Well, when you switch off, you start thinking about the other stuff. Where football, I can't. I get there, and the inner child comes out of me. I'm slapping an arse in the changing room, or I'm like trying to pour shower gel in someone's hair, or you're on the pitch and you can't think about something else. Where golf, I could, and although I'm a good golfer, and even I was thinking about it earlier when I was in the car, I've won so much more in golf and so much bigger, higher level stuff than I have in football. But it's never got close to football. And I think the gap I had at 26 to 30 where I packed up, that was probably the years I struggled the most, if I'm really honest, when I think back to it. So, yeah, I'll have to find a way to make golf more exciting when I go back to it.
Drinking golf.
Well, I've tried that, and that don't really help. You need the wife to pick you up from the golf club.
Yeah. No, I kind of agree with you, Dan. But like you said, we spoke about it a little bit in the past on previous various different episodes, or even when we was on the show. For me, I've had in the past, I've had my fair share of issues, like mental health issues, and I've been on like medication and stuff like that to help me get through. And for me, I never used to. I obviously, because obviously you all know I'm a Farnborough fan and I'm a Spurs fan, and I never ever got to go to really that much to go and watch Spurs, but it's just too expensive and that. And I've always watched Farnborough even from when I was a kid. So when I had my issues, I was that's what I did. Got back into non-league football because it was easier to go and watch and easier to get involved. And like I said, that was sort of my escape from everyday nonsense and noise that was going on inside your head and all that. And then I got into the coaching because I couldn't play anymore. Even at the tender age of 27, I tore the ligaments in my ankle. I couldn't play, so that's when I got into coaching, and it's just gone on from there. And now, like you say, it is my escape to go to training and put on a session or two, and then go to games on a Saturday or now on a Sunday, shout at the referee for an hour and a half, and then I'm happy. What it is, but what it's done now is it's kind of sort of taken over. So now I am sort of spending less time at home and more time at football. And so that kind of brings in other issues because you've got people in the house are saying, "Oh, you're doing this too much. You're away too much," and then it is hard to find that balance. But I love going to the clubhouse all the time. You know what I mean? And being there with the lads or with your teammates and just having a laugh and that. And people that like my missus and that that don't follow sport or any kind of sport, they don't really sort of understand. Hard to explain that, but that, like I said, that's my escape.
I don't know about you two, and I guess I this is the buzz I get when I wake up on a Saturday. I tell you, the perfect weekend for me is I've got Saturday football, and then Sunday got F1 at 2:00 and Arsenal at 4:30. And I've got two kids. People will be going, "That's meant like you're awake," but like for me, that my heart feels so full, and I'm like, "Oh my god, what?" Oh, and around those hours, I'll do anything for the kids. But go anywhere you want. But for those couple of hours, I'm like, "Oh my!" It's heaven.
Yeah,
absolute heaven.
Well, as you get older, you get more, more responsibilities, don't you, and stuff like that. So you have less time for yourself, and I think that's where it becomes so important. But Dan, I said this when I did the radio show. I'm just like you, like, oh my god, Friday I do my long run on a Friday, and then I normally work from home after my long run, and then Friday afternoon I'm like packing my kit ready for Saturday, like. I can't wait, and then I'll cook dinner on Friday night, maybe have a couple of beers. Then I wake up Saturday morning. Normally I'm coaching the girls Saturday morning, and I'm like, this is the best day ever. But then if I do get the telephone call that the game's called off, oh my god, it just collapses. The whole thing collapses.
Ruins your whole weekend.
Yeah, I'm like very much OCD-ish, so I have to have things in a very specific way, and so once something unsettles that, for me, it's like it can be like a pack of cards. But to be honest, that's why I still play. It really for mental health reasons. To be honest, just to keep it keeps me. It's the one thing that I've got that reminds me of when I was like 16. Just like carefree kind of thing. But, it's been so important. Yes, so important to me. Like I've told you boys and all the people who know me will know anyway, but I've had serious struggles with mental health, got diagnosed with like chronic depression, so that's something that's always you're never going to shake that. It's always there, and I never call it a battle but it's a management game, so and it's just life circumstances, and also I've got a family record of it, so if you've got sort of links, the genetics play a big part in it. But yeah, I've had it all my adult life. Probably I've had it all my life, but really diagnosed in my early adult life, basically. And
how did it come about? How did it? Because again, so I've only known you from a distance up until recently. We've got to know each other a lot more. But you were always, and I know it's the old cliche. They're not the type. They're always so happy. But like the interaction I've always had with you. And it is true what they say, isn't it? It's the people you least expect, because you were always so up for a laugh, having a crack after games and so. So where did it stem from? Where did it come from?
Yeah, it's just always been there. Really, it was probably a bit sad, really, because it was probably that side of me was just, you know, we're all like a town hall clock, aren't we? We've all got different faces. So, and I've got that side of me which is very carefree and wants to have a laugh and then messing about all the time. And that was, you know, definitely came out with my mates and the football element. You know, like I said, I'd always, you know, be a loud voice in the changing room, always playing pranks, being the captain of the team and all that malarkey. But then on the other side, there was this like other kind of me that was like ultra sensitive. And I've done, you know, honestly, just to, I've been in change before the game. I used to drive over to Hanslope, and honestly, I cannot tell you the number of times I was in tears driving over because my head had exploded. And then I'd pull myself together. I'd honestly, the lads at Hanslope would never have guessed. And then I'd like be in tears, and I'd get there. Then I'd be like, get the captain's armband on and give like a bit of a Chilean speech, and then get on with the game. And then I felt better again. I felt better, but it got to a point where everything got too much, and football. I remember when I got over to Hanslope and I just told the manager, I was like, I can't play, and he's like, what? And I just said to him, look, I can't play, and just explained what was going on. And he was like, fucking hell, you are the typical thing. You are the last person. But then I just sort of opened up about it, and then it's been brilliant, really. I've just sort of spoken to a lot of lads in football about it, and a few lads have, well, more than a few lads have approached me as well because I spoke about it. Like I was really open. I told all the lads I was playing vets for Hanslope then, I think, and I just told the lads, I was like, look, this is how it is, and sometimes I might not be able to turn up now and play. And the lads were brilliant. And then it was always such a taboo. And then the more you spoke about it, the more people were coming up to me saying, "Yeah, I feel like, you know, I felt like that. I felt like that." And yeah, just it's brilliant just to talk about it and get in a changing room and just have it, like you say, Dan. Someone slap your ass, you slap someone else's ass, and then you got on with it. But then I do have another side to it where it does still impact. If I have a bad game, it's so ridiculous playing at shit level. But if I have a bad game, honestly, it's like, I think because I've got OCD, I can't stop thinking about it.
Yes. 100%.
So what I do, this is how mental I am. And I've had to, because I've got a counsellor. So she said, you've got to stop this. After every game for years and years and years, I used to write down what I'd done bad.
Really?
What I'd done wrong in the game. I'd never put anything like I'd done right, but I always used to thought, oh, write down what I've done wrong. And I used to keep this journal of, I didn't record like the games or the score. It was a journal of what I'd done wrong during the game. Like a bit of self-flagellation, isn't it? A bit of self-torture.
Was you sort of in your head, would you sort of think trying to sort of doing it as a way to try and sort of better yourself, or was it literally just
just to think the way that just like a mental health issue. And because I got this OCD, I was like, right, I've got I felt like you, Dan, I focus in on things and then I can't, that's the only thing I can focus in on. But ridiculous. Just like writing it down constantly.
Yeah.
And I think also I don't know if you've ever had it when you play football, a bit of the imposter syndrome. I'm like, I never really backed, I didn't really back myself. So I'll be like, why has he made me captain? Because I don't think I should be. And I think these lads are better players than me. And to be honest, that only disappeared really in my 30s. All the way through my 20s, I'll be like, I don't know why he's made me captain. I shouldn't really be captain here. And then, a bit of imposter syndrome. But yeah, I'll shut up.
It's funny because you're leading on something here because even now, like we talk, but this is great for me. This is like I feel like, oh, I'm not the only one because I genuinely like with football, I'm that sad loser who's even if we won a game that night, if I miss chances, and as you said, King, and I want to reiterate, at the shit level we play at, where it means fuck all, I'm like, oh, how did you miss that? How'd you do that? How'd you? And next time, even when I scored, I'm like, you fucking got lucky. I can't even remember kicking it in, so it's clearly fucking pure luck, instinct, whatever it is, whatever it is. And like you hinder yourself. And actually, I think back to my success, the years I've really enjoyed playing. It was always for someone who took away, who there wasn't like that almost. Even like last season, like last 2 seasons, I scored 64 goals in 2 seasons. I was still worried every week if I was starting.
Yeah,
I was like, oh. But actually having now having a manager, for fuck's sake, really? Who else am I going to fucking play? Bill and Ben. Like, it ain't gonna, like, just grow up. And so I'm like, okay, well, for me, as much as I am like a fucking yo-yo, 1 minute I need an arm around me, the next minute I need a seriously grow up, get on with it.
Yeah.
You're fine. And it's reassuring to hear someone else is as weird as me in that context, because
but
that's the good thing. That's the good thing about people talking. Do you know what I mean? You will find yourself being in company of someone else, like us three tonight, and thinking, oh my God, I do that, or I do that, or I have done that.
Yeah.
Or, do you know what I mean? And it makes things, I don't know, it sort of makes things a little bit sort of easier for you to try and sort of manage how you deal with it.
Yeah.
You're not.
That's
the
what
only
I've had to
person
do
out
over
there,
the years. I've had to sort of manage how I think and manage how I deal with certain situations where I haven't, where before I've never been able to cope with it. My girlfriend does it as well. I've been with her for 10 years now. And she's always said that she says I've got no empathy, and I don't show any sort of emotion or anything like that. And lately she thinks I'm autistic or something like that. So and I've got all that kind of things to worry about. And I'm like, no, I'm not autistic. I may lack a bit of empathy. I don't know, but I think in my head, you have to in sport, especially in football, and especially with coaching, you have to sort of be able to say no, fuck off, don't do you know what I mean? And be that sort of
Don't they say
toughness on you.
Don't they say everyone is on the spectrum somewhere?
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah. But I think everybody is on some sort of spectrum somewhere, be it very small or a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I don't know.
The management thing's interesting because I'm like you, Dan. I loved it if someone sort of bigged me up, kind of thing.
Yeah, mate.
And I think I need that. I need that in life because my dad, who passed away end of last year, he would never say I played well. He only ever said I played well once. Maybe I've only ever played well once. I don't know. But he only ever said to me, "You played well once." The rest of the time, he'd pick up on anything. Like he was trying to improve and help, but it just didn't help. And then weirdly, this is obviously late 90s. I was playing over at Shanger, and the manager came in, and he was top lad, Broderick. He lives in Deanshanger, actually, Dan. Pete Griffiths. Do you know Pete Griffiths?
Yeah.
We all called him Broderick. And then he came up to me and he was like, "I'm gonna make you captain." He goes, "And if you play well, we win today." And then he just walked out, and I was like, "Oh my God, he backs me, he rates me." And then I think I said before, like when we won the double, the year we beat you in the cup final, Dan, when we won the double for WSW.
Thanks, mate.
He never said a word to me all season. Me and the other centre half never spoke a word to us. With me and the other centre half played every game all season. We just kind of turned up. I took 5, he took 4, and then the rest of the team would sort. The manager then picked the team. He never said a word to us. And even some games we were looking around going, "We've played really well today," and he's not said a word. And then at the end of season presentation, I got like manager's player, and I said, "You never said a word to me." He goes, "Didn't need to, did I?" And then just walked off. And I thought, actually, he's got me going another way now as well, because I was so yearning for him to say something like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the other thing, Dan, as well, I think you're a leader in your team, and when you're a leader, I think that you still need someone to say. I still need someone in a game because I just feel all the time I'm saying, "Well done, well done, well done, well done," yet no one ever says that to you.
Yeah.
And it's strange, isn't it? It's strange how things.
Does that still matter to you guys, even at the age that you are? Having a coaching manager.
I had this. We had
say things like that
Saturday. So So I've said like I want to go back to playing reserve team football. And I genuinely, this is pathetic, but it's just getting the best out of me. I've gone from being a leader in a team, and I was in that reserve team for 3 years. I was only captain for one of them, but I was a main part of the dressing room. I'd like to say, if you ask lads, they'd go, yeah, he's one of the main characters in the dressing room. I've gone to a team where I'm not in any way, and they've definitely not got the best out of me. I've definitely not performed as well this season as I would have done because I liked. It's pathetic. It's the same with my career, right? I liked being the man. I like being the one they go, well, he's going to get us the goals or whatever. And I thrived off that. And look, I didn't do it every week, but like the best compliment I've ever had from the gaffers, because Jam gives you fuck all. But one thing he said to me once was, he goes, you could be shit for 90 minutes. He goes, you'll find a way. You'll be spawny. You'll find a way to nick a goal. So that's what it is. And that's for me, it's that sort of thing. Like, same with my career. Everyone in the business I work at will go, he's the most confident, charismatic. You know, he's up there presenting in front of people. He doesn't care and all this sort. I'm actually very insecure, but I'm so lucky where I work is people are just so nice. They're like, oh, that was amazing. That was great. Oh my God, I can never do what you do. I don't care what anyone says. It's lovely to be told those things. And all of a sudden you feel fucking 7 foot tall and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I think football's exactly like that. And look, there is people who are going to listen to this and go, let's be honest, they're going to go, what a bunch of dickheads. Sad losers at this level. But you know what? It's the way I am. I do apologise. Fuck you. Like that's.
Yeah. But the difference is, Dan, is you recognise and you accept the level of football that you're playing at. You frequently say it's a shit standard of football, but it's your league, it's your team, it's you're happy to play the league that you're happy to play in, and you're doing well in it. You know what I mean? So
it's all relative.
Why should anyone put you down?
Of course it is.
It's relative, isn't it? As well, it's like you know, and we it is the it's shit stand, but as I always say, you know, like people who you work with might say, oh yeah, I play football, and you'll be like, oh yeah, and then they'll be like, yeah, I play five-a-side football, and you just know that they would get absolutely murdered on a Saturday at Dean's Hangar.
Yeah,
I mean? They would. Do you know these people who say, and I'm like, you'd get absolutely murdered. Like I have a kickabout with lads sometimes in Stukely on a Wednesday, which is really great. Do you know what? I can't wait for this Wednesday because I've got no football at the moment. This is my only football. Yeah. So I'm already excited to have an 8-a-side kickabout with lads who I hope they're not listening and not that great. And, you know, they don't like, you know, they wouldn't be able to play like in the North Bucks. But they, you know, you'd speak to them and they'd be like, oh, yeah, I can play football. When really you're like, well, you can't, but I hope they're not listening. But the management thing as well, because I manage the girls, and we've had some instances this year where it's the parents who've given us stick, and I think you get to a point, don't you, in life where with like your career, Dan, and like with mine, I've got my own business, I teach, so I'm always the one sort of jollying other people up, getting other people up. So I spend my whole day, if I'm in the classroom, trying to motivate people. With my work, with my business, I'm always trying to like motivate people. And then when I'm playing, I'm always the one trying to motivate people. And then with coaching the girls, I'm always the one trying to motivate people. And you give it your all, and then you get some criticism back, which is so unjustified. But people don't realize that really impacts on me. That has a massive impact, like to the point where I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Because it's actually being very negative towards my mental health because I'm festering over things I've maybe said or not said, or I'm worried about what these people. This is my big thing. It's about worrying what people think. Dan, with football, honestly, I'd be like, if a mate came to watch me and I didn't play well, I'd be like, he's going to think I'm shit. He's going to think I'm shit, and it would just go over and over in my head. Really, my mate couldn't give a shit. He just wants to come and watch a game of football and have a beer after.
Yeah.
But in my head, he's there and he's like literally logging every single thing you do during the game. It's lunacy.
Yeah. It's I'm with the whole you're saying this more so at work. Football, I sort of brush off. And this is why I'm so glad my son is 8. He has got the biggest fuck you attitude in the world. He couldn't care less. Well, I'm positive. Like, for me, the amount of times I've said something perfectly normal, and I've gone away and went, oh, fuck, did that come out all right? Did I word that in the right way? Shit, what's he going to think about it? And before I know it, I've gone down a 5-10 minute rabbit hole where I'm on the street homeless and I've got no money. I've been sacked, right? Like, I just get myself in this and I'm like, where the fuck have you gone with this? Like, and even now, like, even with the strong relationship bonds I built up with people in my career, I still have that every day. Like, oh, fuck, have I pissed them off? Why? And it's so pathetic. And like, you did, or is it in your head, really? You're like, so sad. But actually, when I think of it, I can't be the only one. And that's why I said it's quite nice hearing Kingy. I'm like, okay, there's 2 of us. Someone else thinks like I do. Well, in another way, I think, because again, like, I'm a massive believer in life. Your weaknesses can be your superpowers as well at the same time. And you know what? People go, oh, you're too nice, you worry too much. I'm not going to apologise for being a nice person. So I'd rather be that than be the dickhead who leaves the room and everyone's going, what an absolute benefit. I'd like to think no one can meet me and go, he's a horrible fucker, because they can't. Because generally everyone's, oh, thank you very much, appreciate that, mate, bless you, thank you. So there's that side of it. And actually, for me, that's a bit of a superpower, because I think myself, there's that in life, it's amazing what just giving people a little bit of respect is. I'm a massive believer in life. It's who you know, not what you know. And that's massively helped me. So there's the other side of being soft, if you want to call it that way, or whatever you want to be. So, yeah. But I suppose the question is, so, Kingy, you've been really open about all of this. You run a business. How do you switch it to become... Because there's got to be times where you've got to be a bastard, effectively, sometimes. Do you find that hard to switch it?
Yeah, do you know what? I am like... I think one of the only good things, I'm like, I am in every walk of life exactly the same. I'm not like different with, you know, I'm not a confrontational person. I don't suffer fools. Yeah. I mean, if people are pissing me off, I'm going to tell them they're pissing me off. But
oh no, I can't, mate. I fucking I hate confrontation. I can't.
Yeah, but I'm not. But I seem to get away with. You know, I just like to get away with. I think I get away with it really because I try and like make things light touch. The way I've always thought about it, and the way I tell my students is like, and the girls who play football for us, I'm like, it's a privilege to coach you. It's a privilege to be able to coach people, which I'm sure you'll agree, Alan. And I'm like, but I want you to work super hard, and I'm going to be good to you because I want you to think, oh, I'm going to go and win that ball because that'll make Mike happy. Do you know what I mean? It's that type of, and it's the same with work, really. I'll be like, you know, I just try and be nice to people, and then people will go the extra mile for you, won't they? If you're good to people, people will go the extra mile.
Yeah.
You know, that's the mantra I always sort of take. But Dan, you're right with the superpower thing, because I've got such limited ability in most walks of life. I'm very limited. And with football, I've eaten every little bit I can possibly do because I'm a warrior, because I overthink, because I catastrophize, because I like worry about everything. So that gives me the superpower thinking, right, well, I know what, you know, I've got to play well today. I've never played a game of football. I'm not up for it. When I've played with other lads, like especially some of the lads at WSW who are quality players, some days they just wouldn't turn up and they couldn't care less. You know, they'd turn up on the pitch. They just wouldn't play very well. But it didn't bother them. If that was me, I'd be mortified. And it's the same with cricket. I was the same at cricket. Like, I just eat every little bit I could do with work and with education. Yeah. So it is a superpower, but it's a tiring superpower. And
it's exhausting.
It wouldn't be a very glamorous one to have.
Yeah.
No.
You know,
but it's funny because I don't get that with golf. Like, I don't worry. Like, if I miss a putt in a big competition, I was always like I don't know. It must have bothered me, but not anywhere near it. And it's sad. Maybe it's just because we love football far too much for what it is, and it would like it. I still go back and think of. And I know, look, I ripped the piss out of Stephen at times, saying, "Oh, you take it too seriously," blah blah blah. don't get me wrong. I worry about it, and by Tuesday, Wednesday, it sort of goes off into the distance, and because I'm excited for the next week. So a bit of a goldfish memory in that way. But yeah, you can't. And I suppose the whole thing at times is, and I'm being nice to Stephen here, I rip the piss out of him because deep down I'm going, that is a bit me. That is a bit over the top. I'd probably think that way and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, it's a coping mechanism, should we say.
Yeah, totally. I'll be like, as a kid, I'll be the one who writes the match day program for the team. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Just like you say, because it becomes so important. But with cricket, I couldn't care less. When I played league cricket, couldn't care less. Like if I went for a 4, I'd be like, yeah, all right, no worries, just bowl the next ball. If I got a duck, not worried. With running, I'm the same. I'm like, no, don't even think about it. Just do it. Like cricket, I'd literally bowl a ball and forgot about it. Walk off the pitch, done. Football, 4 days, 5 days later, I'm still writing in my little journal. They're all behind me, actually, all the bad games I've had. Look. Been loads of them.
Is it?
But look, listen.
It would be without it.
Sorry?
What I was going to say was that obviously you guys have opened up quite a lot, quite well, and can only be applauded for doing so. But for those people out there that haven't opened up yet to anybody else, or waiting to do it or can't do it, what is it you would say to them? And obviously, like with the season finishing now, and everyone having a downtime for a month or 2 months before it kicks off again, what would you say to these people? What they can do to try and sort of help themselves to get around? Get around these demons.
For me, I don't know about you. I've always been find that dopamine hit. It's even if it's never going to quite be the same as what. And again, other people, it'll be other things. It could be going to the gym. Like people always say, the gym's the greatest place for your mental health in the world. I've never been to a gym, so I can't comment and say that. But like at the minute, I'm going, okay, so I'm trying to I always, don't know about you, King, I cling on to things that are coming up in the coming weeks that gives me something to, so like already I'm going, nice, going on one of our lads' stag do's in 16 days' time. So for me, it sounds silly. I'm constantly thinking, oh, it's going to be fun. I'm going to go do this, going to go do that, going to do that. And I'm just constantly hanging on to nice things. Yesterday was, I had a bit of a day. My daughter was out at a friend's house. I'm like, F1, right, you're going to do this. And I'm planning my day around it. And I'm just constantly thinking about that. And then I'm trying to bury myself in, because I know if I just sit there and go, I'm going to watch film, I miss football. I miss doing this. I would have been doing this time. I know it's sad because there's a lot of people out there. Like I think one of my good mates at the football club, he could not give 2 fucks if a game's on or not. He's always there. He's never unavailable. But he's I'm just going to go in the pub all day. Love it. And that's great. But I'm just like, it's not the same. And it's not, and like it is struggle because at the minute football finishes. F1's not bloody every week and I can't go to the F1. So like I do struggle. So I just try and hold on to tangible things. I'm going to be a wreck in August, mate. Absolute wreck. Because pre-season friendlies will start, and I know I'm missing 4 already. It's absolutely killing me. Working at 2. Oh, don't, mate. We've booked a family holiday. Didn't even think about it. I clearly had too many of them. Booked it Saturday, so I'm missing 2 games there. I'm at Carfest for 3 days.
You have famously said, Dan, that you
I know, mate.
These kind of holidays.
Fucked up. So I've got that. And it'll be lovely. We're going away. Mum and sister are coming. The kids. It's going to be great. But I fucked up that. I'm at Carfest for 3 days. I can't back out. And then literally I didn't even think about it. My mates were like, we're booking a couple's weekend. We've got a big house in Wales. Looked at it. Fucking first game of the season, isn't it? It's going to happen. Like, I know. So I am literally already going in August. Yeah. So I'm trying not to think about August. I'm just trying to get through June and July. Do a bit of training, try and impress the most I can. Hope someone gets injured before the first game of the season, and then
I'll not them for you, Ben.
Yeah, cheers, mate. And roll into it then. But it's sad, isn't it? But I'm already thinking about that. I'm already thinking, all right, okay, cool.
Yeah, but having
those
little
deal with
those little events, I'm the same though, mate. I have to have things in the diary. For me, it's time. Because I'm 100 miles an hour, I have to have, My mate always goes to me, he goes, "You're the busiest person I know." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's quite sad because I have to be busy because if I'm not busy, everything will just untangle and
Yeah,
stuff." But I'm the same as you. Like, make sure I've got things planned in. So, like for me, I've not played cricket for years, but the end of football season wasn't as bad because it overlapped with cricket season. So I just go and play cricket
Mm.
all summer. But now
Yeah,
it's I'll do loads and loads of running, go and watch a lot of cricket, go to the test match, go and watch the local teams, and then yeah, getting those little things in the diary like nights out with your mates.
yeah,
We were going to Belgrade for our 50ths and stuff like that. So it's just like get meeting up, planning for that. Um, but the other thing as well, the super super important thing is just like talking. So it's like when I was in my 20s and I'd be struggling, I'd never think, oh, I'll go for a walk with my mate and I can talk about me feelings. But now I like go for a run with me mate and we'll just have a chat and we'll just talk about things and little bits and bobs like that. And talking has absolutely saved me, just opening up about things. And I've actually gone the other way now. Like, as you can probably tell, I can't bloody stop talking. And especially about, about things like this. This is really important to me, the
Yeah,
mental health and um, you know, being able to talk about it and helping other, bloody hell, if there's one person out there who's listening thinking, oh, yeah, Dan and Mike are Dan and King are completely mental like me, then you kind of, I think you help someone because you
yeah,
feel lonely, don't you? I always used to feel alone because I'd be like, no one else can be like this. No one else
yeah,
can
100%, 100%. Yeah.
live with all these little
No,
things they have to do each day to operate. But now I'm like, bloody hell, most of the world's like it. So
I
talk.
think it's there's the negative side of it where people there's the positive and negatives of it becoming more prominent, and I think there's more pros and cons. But like, you'll get people go like for me, I've had my moments. I've never felt suicidal. Touch wood, that would never come to me. I've never felt like that. But I've had moments. I've been in tears, and I'm just like, I just don't like. You can't see the wood through the trees, and I always found with me it was like blocks. It would be like I'd have a couple of weeks where it was really bad, and then I'd get myself out of it and go again. But as you say, it's just actually realizing more people going yeah, actually, I'm normal to feel this way. If
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
normal nowadays, but it's okay and it's fine. And again, and the same way is I've never seek professional help. I've never done because I don't want to, and I'm fine with that. And that's my thing. And it's okay to it's okay to talk about mental health, even though you've never seen a doctor about it and things like that. It's okay. Like we're all different. We can all find different. And I'm sure someone who struggled less than me has been to a doctor, and someone who struggled more hasn't, and all of this sort of thing. And it's just get on, like find your own way. But as you say, King, you talk because generally, the more you find, the more people who are like it. You go, okay. And we've all got people in our lives who go, definitely not talking to you about it. You're a great mate and I love you, but you're not the one
yeah,
to talk to about this. But you might be over
yeah,
here and so and that. And that's what I've found is I've got two best mates. I'd say one of them not in a million years. He'd crumble if I
yeah,
went to him with a single problem, but the other one would be completely different with it. So you
yeah,
use people around you what you've got.
yeah. No, I 100% agree. I've got a few like really close mates, and some of them, a couple of them I wouldn't really talk to. We've lost Mike,
Okay, well we're
but yeah,
about to wrap up anyway, so we may have just decided to go.
yeah. But yeah, and like you, I've got one person that has been through a few things like myself, and he's someone that I will talk to because we have similar experiences. We'll wait and see if Mike comes back, but it's important to know that to tell everyone that that's the most important thing is to talk to someone about what you're thinking, what you're going through. That's the important thing. If you haven't got anyone, there are other places out there like I've got a few
100%.
here like
Yeah.
Mind, Rethink Mental Illness, Samaritans, Calm, Sane, Young Minds are a few. Stephen came up with one called Sport in Mind, which is a charity for people in the sporting sort of activities and that. Um, and that's and yeah, and that's those are some of the things that we can and we'll put all those on the post when we put this out
Yep.
on the socials and that. And but yeah, it doesn't look like Kingy's coming back. It looks like we've lost him for good.
His battery's died, so I said we're wrapping up, mate. Go and enjoy your dinner.
Yeah. So that leaves me to say thanks again for everybody that's watched and listened to us over this last 6 episodes. It's been amazing numbers for our first sort of series or part of a series season. We'll be back in the next it'll be in a couple of months, won't it?
Yeah,
there's another thing for us to worry about. Not doing.
I think we've sort of said we'll try mid-July, end of July when
pre-season. Yeah, well, I think over the time we're going to record a couple of episodes anyway, just to get ourselves something done. So we'll still be doing stuff, and we'll obviously still post and stuff on socials. Yeah. But Dan, I'll say thanks to Mike. He's gone. But Dan, thanks for coming on tonight.
No, pleasure, mate. Always a pleasure.
And we will be back in the next couple of months with the new series. Thanks a lot for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channels. Hit that little bell or whatever it is on YouTube. Thanks to everyone that has subscribed, and to keep coming, keep subscribing, keep sharing, and we'll be back.
It's over 1,000 subscribers, and Alan can retire on the money.
Well, we'll see. I'm not agreeing to that. But yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. And we'll be back soon.